Good morning. It's Sunday, April 5th, and I hope everybody's having a great weekend so far. Today's prompt is what would happen if I stopped to verify my opinions and my initial reactions. So a couple days ago, I was talking about identity definition, and I said, I am the type of person that allows for space between stimulus and response. And then yesterday I mentioned a quote by Epictetus where he says, first off, don't let the force of an impression carry you away. Say to it, hold up a bit. Let me see who you are and where you are from. Let me put you to the test. And so for me, objective judgment is the cornerstone piece of all Stoic teachings. I mean, with our ability to see clearly, it allows us to act correctly and then to willingly endure and accept those things that we cannot change. In his book, Blink, Malcolm Gladwell goes on to talk about how humans are constantly making split-second decisions based on years of experience and interpretation. I mean, this is what allows us to escape danger, but it also leads us into dangerous habitual behaviors based upon our prejudices and our assumptions that we've built up. So we have to retrain ourselves in our thought processes and consistently employ new standards and ways of thinking. Epictetus goes on to say that every habit and faculty is formed or strengthened by the corresponding act. Walking makes you walk better. Running makes you run better. If you want to be literate, read. But go a month without reading and you'll see what the result is. And the same goes for moral inclinations. So one helpful exercise here is something called cognitive distancing. And that's when we try to see and view events as though they were happening to someone else rather than to us. And a good example of this would be, say that you go to a dinner party and the host accidentally burns dinner. Well, the host may say, oh my God, I can't believe I did this. Like, dinner is ruined. This whole night is ruined. I don't know what I'm going to do. Whereas you, the guest, may say, the host burned dinner. It's not that big a deal. I feel bad for this person, but I could have some more hors d'oeuvres. In fact, I don't even need to eat. So when we practice this exercise of cognitive distancing, it allows us to remove the subjectivity and that an emotional charge from how we view events. And so I think that in all situations, we have to pause and steady ourselves and then ask these questions. And I provided some examples as well as some responses from different philosophers. For example, is this really so bad? Well, Epicurus says, pain is neither unbearable nor unending, as long as you keep in mind its limits and don't magnify them in your imagination. Or maybe, is my anxiety necessary in helping the situation? Well, Marcus Aurelius says, today I escaped from anxiety. Or no, I discarded it because it was within me, in my own perceptions, not outside. Or maybe, how should I respond to this person who I think has wronged me? Marcus says, if they've injured you, then they're the ones who suffer from it. But have they? Then it's not what they do that bothers us. That's a problem for their minds, not ours. It's our own misperceptions. Discard them. Be willing to give up of thinking of this as a catastrophe and your anger is gone. And finally, on anger, remember how much more anger and grief do than the things that cause them. When you lose your temper or even feel irritated, remember that human life is very short. Before long, all of us will be laid out side by side. Wow. I don't know how you hold on to anger when you put things into that kind of perspective. So to wrap up, I mean, to see things objectively, to actively cast aside our negative emotion, and to act correctly requires constant attention and practice at first. But the brain, like all muscles, can be trained and strengthened. And just like we develop muscle memory from practicing a routine, the creation of that space between stimulus and response can become second nature if we just continually try to work at that. So find ways to hold yourself accountable, whether that's through writing or reflecting verbally. I mean, I said I talk to myself, but also have somebody to talk to of a similar mindset who can help you acknowledge the gaps, celebrate the small victories, and talk about ways that you made the right decision, and that will help create that behavioral change step by step over time. Anyways, hope you find that useful and have a great rest of your day. Thanks. Bye.